Solitude is where one discovers they are their own best company. The deeper you go within, the less you need from the outside world. To find peace, sometimes you must distance yourself from others. In silence, the loudest truths are heard. The world cannot change you if you first change yourself. Your strength is built in the moments when no one is watching. Self-awareness is the foundation of wisdom. The quiet mind is stronger than the loudest voice. The most powerful person is the one who has mastered themselves. Growth is the child of adversity, not comfort. Character is forged in the fire of self-discipline. True power comes from knowing yourself, not controlling others. Isolation is the playground of the wise. Your value doesn't decrease based on someone's inability to see your worth. The strongest trees are rooted in solitude. A mind stretched by solitude will never return to its original dimensions. True change starts within before it can manifest without. Great things are born from the quietest of moments. Inner peace begins the moment you choose not to allow another person or event to control your emotions. Solitude is not loneliness. It's a moment to reconnect with your soul. The harder the battle, the sweeter the victory. In the quiet of the night, we find the answers we've been seeking. Only when we are no longer afraid do we begin to live. The road to wisdom is paved with self-reflection. Courage is not the absence of fear, but the triumph over it. You grow stronger in your broken places. The most difficult paths lead to the most beautiful destinations. Patience is not about waiting, but the ability to keep a good attitude while waiting. Great spirits have always encountered violent opposition from mediocre minds. The journey within is the greatest adventure of all. To be yourself in a world that is constantly trying to make you something else is the greatest accomplishment. Your perception of me is a reflection of you. My reaction to you is an awareness of me. True wisdom comes to each of us when we realize how little we understand about life, ourselves, and the world around us. In the end, we only regret the chances we didn't take. Do not wait for leaders. Do it alone, person to person. It is better to be hated for what you are than to be loved for what you are not. The only person you are destined to become is the person you decide to be. When you know better, you do better. Your mind is a powerful thing. When you fill it with positive thoughts, your life will start to change. The only way to do great work is to love what you do. Success is not how high you have climbed, but how you make a positive difference to the world. Happiness is not something ready-made. It comes from your own actions. We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, then, is not an act, but a habit. To be without some of the things you want is an indispensable part of happiness. It is not in the stars to hold our destiny, but in ourselves. If you want to fly, give up everything that weighs you down. Don't let the noise of others' opinions drown out your own inner voice. Simplicity is the ultimate sophistication. The best way to predict your future is to create it. Do not go where the path may lead. Go instead where there is no path and leave a trail. The more you praise and celebrate your life, the more there is in life to celebrate. Life is not measured by the number of breaths we take, but by the moments that take our breath away. Keep your face always toward the sunshine, and shadows will fall behind you. Don't watch the clock. Do what it does. Keep going. The only way to discover the limits of the possible is to go beyond them into the impossible. Dream as if you'll live forever. Live as if you'll die today. The purpose of life is not to be happy. It is to be useful, to be honorable, to be compassionate, to have it make some difference that you have lived and lived well. The greatest glory in living lies not in never falling, but in rising every time we fall. Your task is not to seek for love, but merely to seek and find all the barriers within yourself that you have built against it. In 3 words, I can sum up everything I've learned about life. It goes on. Success is not final. Failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts. To live is the rarest thing in the world. Most people exist, that is all. Do what you can, with what you have, where you are. Life is what happens when you're busy making other plans. Do not let making a living prevent you from making a life. If life were predictable, it would cease to be life and be without flavor. To see what is right and not do it is the want of courage. The only impossible journey is the one you never begin. Life is really simple, but we insist on making it complicated. Do not dwell in the past. Do not dream of the future. Concentrate the mind on the present moment. Life is a series of natural and spontaneous changes. Don't resist them. That only creates sorrow. Let reality be reality. The greatest wealth is to live content with little. Health is the greatest possession. Contentment is the greatest treasure. Confidence is the greatest friend. Choose a job you love, and you will never have to work a day in your life. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with one step. Our greatest glory is not in never falling, but in rising every time we fall. In the end, it's not the years in your life that count. It's the life in your years. Believe you can, and you're halfway there. It's not whether you get knocked down, it's whether you get up. Do not pray for easy lives. Pray to be stronger men. The best revenge is massive success. What lies behind us and what lies before us are tiny matters compared to what lies within us. The difference between ordinary and extraordinary is that little extra. Life is 10% what happens to us and 90% how we react to it. To succeed in life, you need two things: ignorance and confidence. Opportunities don't happen. You create them. In order to be irreplaceable, one must always be different. I can't change the direction of the wind, but I can adjust my sails to always reach my destination. The harder the conflict, the more glorious the triumph. If you're going through hell, keep going. Don't be afraid to give up the good to go for the great. I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work. A person who never made a mistake never tried anything new. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. It's not how much you have that makes people look up to you. It's who you are. It's not the load that breaks you down. It's the way you carry it. Believe in yourself and all that you are. Know that there is something inside you that is greater than any obstacle. Happiness is not by chance, but by choice. The only limit to our realization of tomorrow is our doubts of today.